Hello. 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 Those students, it is audible. Say yes or no, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, in the last class, we are discussing about the characteristics. Characteristics is nothing but performance analysis. Okay, I will give the example also. If you take any one microcontroller, or you take any UI elements, or you can take any circuit element, so you can analyzing the thing. Okay, how it is performance. Okay, suppose you take an example of diode. Okay, diode analysis. They are not output means what are the VI characteristics. Okay, here also you can analyze the parameters characteristics of the embedded system as well as the quality attributes. Quality attributes nothing but it is also characteristics. Okay, it is also a characteristics. Attribute is also nothing but the characteristics. So what are the quality characteristics in the embedded system? The embedded system processes certain specific characteristics, and these characteristics are unique to each embedded system. And some of the important characteristics of the embedded system are application and domain specification, reactive and real-time, operates in ASH environment, and distributed, small size and weight, and then power consumption. These are the very important characteristics. Means your embedded system. If you are going to go for design any system, that system should be analyzing through this characteristics. Okay, suppose you have built something, means that system should be installed in the hilly area or some dusty area. Means can dusty area that system should be installed in this rational environments. Okay, and also one more this application domain specification means it is as per your design, it is working or not. You should check it initially. Okay, and then it is a reactive or real time. Okay, real time or reactive. Reactive means after ending the each event, it should be again will be reactive. Okay, in terms of talk, in terms of events or in terms of the time. Okay, again the operating in a as one more example for nuclear. Okay, then reactor. Whatever the temperature will be very high. You have to measure those that particular temperature. Again, you have put some sensor. You can deploy some sensor in the particular reactors. Okay, it means that device, that sensor should be withstand all these environments, all the temperature. Okay, how to do that? Okay, which material are used for making that particular sensor? Okay, that's why that particular device or sensor should be withstand the particular ash environments. Okay, that's why. We can also characterize the embedded system in terms of the operating in a ASH environment and distributed. Okay, small size and weight. Okay, that should be size also will be concerned. Very important. Size concern is also very important because deployment is very difficult. Suppose if you go for bigger size, deployment will be difficult. You can have weight also and power concern. This is very important. Power concerns. Okay, without power, nothing is there. Okay, it is not operating also. Okay, that's why the power concern will be very important. Means for each sensor, we have to give some specific power supply. Okay, see, these are some of the important characteristics of an embedded system that are application and domain specific, reactive and real time, and operates in an ASH environment. ASH is nothing but there's a critical environment, distributed. Distributed means but we can distribute the system. Like example, the master slave relationship. Okay, and then small size and weight and power concerns. We go one by one. Application and domain. Okay, each embedded system has certain functions to perform, and they are developed in such a manner to do the intended function only. Okay, initially I told you people, embedded systems is about combination of hardware, software, and the mechanical components. Okay, and it is do the system will be do the specific work only. Okay, that is the general definition of the embedded system. Here we have different types of hardware. Well, we have different classification also based on the criteria. Okay, in the first criteria is the application domain specific criteria. Okay, in that the embedded should be perform the particular function only. Okay, and this type of embedded system are not used for any other purpose. Okay, for example, is given the embedded system control unit of microwaves cannot be replaced to the air conditioning embedded system because they have any different functions. The micro one function will be different, air condition function will be different. Not replace those things. Okay, because the microwave have a different control mechanism and different equipments are used the particular functions. Similarly, the air conditioner also there is different components and different applications, different control algorithms. It's not replace those systems. Okay, that's why initially I told you people the embedded system is built for only for specific task and specific application. Okay, you can't exchange those things. Okay, that embedded system not used for the general purpose. Okay, if you take an example for your computer, computer is the general purpose computers. Okay, you can use anyway any kind of applications. You can monitor, you can modify the things, you can monitor the things, you can controlling the applications. Okay, it means that operating system, what is the laptop operating system with the platform, you can install, you can uninstall the any number of programs. Okay, you can use any kind of application you can use for this kind of desktop or a laptop. But in embedded system, they can only use only the specific task only because we are doing for that only. Before going to do project means, okay, we know that some what is the specific things. Okay, specific objectives should have defined. Okay, that objective means that should be defined some specific work only. Okay, based on that only we can make the embedded system. Correct now? That's why this work, this embedded system to the one is specific, not general purpose. Okay, that's why I gave the example in that. We can't change the program. You can't change the components from microwave to air conditioner or air conditioner to microwave because of the embedded control unit of microwave over and air conditioner specifically designed to perform the certain specific task. The microwave is the heating applications and then air conditioner is the cooling applications. Okay, you can't change it because initially you should design for the particular application only. Okay, that's why that's a one way to analyze the characteristics of the embedded system, and also embedded control unit depend on the particular domain. Say telecom cannot be replaced to the other control circuit designed to serve the another domain like customer electronics. So one more example I give you. Okay, and the telecom sectors also we can use this. Okay, we can use the embedded system. Okay, that cannot be replaced to other electronic customers. Okay, suppose you take an example your mobile phones. There's a lot of high level embedded system that cannot be used for the connecting the electricity. The converter will be different. Your smartphone embedded system will be different only. Okay, that's the example. And next is the real time and real time. The embedded system is a constant interaction with the real world through sensors and user-defined input devices which are connected to the input port of the system. Okay, see, based on the input, the embedded system will take the action. Okay, and then the embedded system will tell the outputs based on the input signals. Okay, and then one more thing you should remember: in the embedded system, all are in real time. You can take the real time data and send to the main controller processor. Based on the data, the actuator output will be worked on. That's why it is a constant, continuous interaction with the real world. The embedded system are continual interaction with the real world through the sensor and user-defined input devices. And these sensors are connected to the input port of the system. Okay. Any changes is happening in the real world, which is called as events. Okay. If anything goes on, variation happens. Immediately, the sensor will capture the information and send to the processor. Okay, then control algorithm running inside the system, and it will be react as per the design manner and to bring the control variable to the desired levels. Okay, that's an event. That is called as an event triggering. So, that's an event triggering. Any variation in the input output. Any variation, example, in suppose moisture sensor are used to detect the moisture content in the soil. Okay, if there is any sensor system, processor, the processor will turn on water. Okay, that's why it's a event. Okay, and one more time, one more method is there for restructure the system to the time real to the time event or triggered event, or is also called the event. Okay, the embedded system produces changes in output in the response to the changes the input. Okay, it means that the output will be purely depend upon the input. Based on the input condition only, the output will be some changes will be there. Okay, so they are generally referred as a reactive system. It is also called as a reactive system. Okay. See, the output will changes based on the response of the inputs. Okay, input based on the input only, the output will be changed. Okay, that's why it is also called as a reactive. Reactive. Also, it will be active. Again, it means that it continually, all the sensors will be continually monitoring the things. Continually monitoring. If any changes in that particular things, immediately they will send the signals and take the necessary action and drive the outputs. Okay, that's why this is also called as a reactive system. Again, real-time operating system means the timing behavior of the system should be deterministic. The system should be respond to request or task is known as a amount of time. Okay, this is a time event. Okay, similarly some some embedded system will work on react using the time also. Now is that time? You should give like that. You should write the program. After all, that's there is a this one type of classification of the embedded system. Okay, the real-time system operation means the time behavior of the system should be deterministic. The system should be response to request or tasks is known as the amount of time. A real-time should not miss any deadlines for a task or operation. And then it is not necessary that it should be real-time in operation. Take an example. There's an anti-clock braking system, ABS, that should be working in a real time. Okay, there's an emergency braking system. Okay, in all the cars, there's an ABS system will be there. There's an emergency braking system. Okay, that should be working in the real time only. Okay, there's a one example is given for the real time system. Okay, then
slide is not visible, sir.
Okay, I'll check it. Wait a minute, I'll check it. Connected is the
Now it's visible, sir.
Now it is visible. Next is operation operates in a harsh environment. Okay, the environment in which the embedded system deployed may be a dusty or high temperature zone or an area subject to vibration and shocks. Okay, andre ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ harsh environment ಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. There is a one type of can study the characteristics of the embedded system. Okay, they will give an examples also. Dusty area. Okay, dusty area ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ನ ಡಿಪ್ಲೋಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ your sensor should be withstand all the environmental constraints. ಓಕೆ, ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊರಿಷನ್ ಇಂದ ವಿಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಮ್ ಕಂಟಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ವಿಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ In environmental, we have some odorless gas also. Okay, that should be that's why your system should be stable with these kind of things. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ temperature, high temperature zone ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ. It means that suppose your system, your sensor should be deployed in the high temperature region to measuring the particular temperature, means that your system should be withstand to that particular temperatures or are subject to the vibration and shocks. Okay, it means that ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗೋದಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, can't move because of some critical areas ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ನ ನೀವು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ your system, embedded system should be deployed in the particular areas. Okay, that should be withstand that particular harsh environment. Okay, there's one way of analyzing the characteristics. It is working proper in how many days it will work ಆಗ್ತದೆ. It may be 1 week or it may be 2 weeks, it may be 1 year. Okay, based on that we can easily calculate the efficiency of that particular systems. Okay, suppose today we go and deploy the particular embedded sensor to the particular area, means within a day or within a 2 it is not working, means automatically what is the efficiency will goes down because that particular environment your system is not working. Okay, that's why before deploying these sensors, first you have to testing these kinds of environment. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಸಿ ಇದು ಆಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಪೋಲ್ಸ್, ದೇರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ the insulators. Okay, that insulator, okay, after manufacturing the particular insulator, they will check with the different set of voltage level. Okay, they will check the particular insulator for different temperature. They will check it like that. Okay, then it will be satisfied, then only it will be dispatched to the government. Otherwise that will be considered as a break damage pieces. Okay, that should be withstand answer check ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಐ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. it will be withstand. Still it is withstand means then you go for testing is okay, then you go for the operate the particular devices. Okay, like that also. Here also, before deploying the things, deploying the sensor or deploying this embedded system, we should test this condition, test the this kind of environments. Okay, this is a harsh environment. Okay, and system placed in such area should be capable to withstand all these adverse operating conditions. Okay, your system should be withstand all these adverse operating conditions. Okay, then design should be taken with the operating conditions of the area where the customer wants to improve. Okay, suppose we can example you go deploy the sensor to the areas, rainy areas. You take the necessary testing for particular system. Okay, the given for example is given. The system is need to be deployed with a high temperature, so that all the components of the system should be high performance. Okay, dear student, it is audible now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, if you go for deploying the your sensor in high temperature zone, means that particular component should be withstand all this high temperature. Okay, that's why you should made up of the high grade. We can use some high grade material to make that particular sensor. Okay, and also proper check observation techniques should be provided to system which are going to commissioned in the place subject to the eye shock. Okay, again the power fluctuation. Okay, power supply fluctuation, corrosion, and component aging, etc. are the other factor that we need to be taken into the consideration for the embedded system to work in the harsh environment. Okay, see, there is a power supply fluctuation because in that particular area the power supply variations will be there. Corrosion, that is a very important, and component aging. Some chemical reactions will be going on the particular devices. That's why before installing, deploying the particular sensor, you should take care of these considerations. Okay. Okay, and the next one is the distributed. The term distributed means that embedded system may be a part of longer system. Many number of such distributed embedded system for a single large embedded control unit. Okay, for example, an automatic vending machine. Vending machine, that is the one type of the distributed. Okay, it contains a card reader, a vending unit, etc. Each of them are independent embedded unit, but they work together to perform the overall vending functions. Okay, another example is the ATM. There's also ATM. Okay, it considers the card reader as embedded system and responsible for reading and validating the user ATM card, transaction unit for performing the transactions, a currency counter for dispatching the vending currency to the authorized persons, and a printer unit for printing the transaction details. See, it means that there is a some n number of embedded system components are there. All the embedded system will be working with together. Okay, see, that's why they give an example of ATM, automatic teller machines. The card reader, if you are inserting a card to the particular ATM, is the card will be read your card. Okay, then they will check the customer is valid or invalid. Okay, that's a one embedded system. Okay, after that, transaction. Okay, they will show the some display about your details on what kind of transaction you need. For which accounts, okay, for cash or just checking the balance. Okay, there's also another embedded system. After that, performing the transaction, the currency, if you want to, okay, you want to take some cash from this particular machine, means you can enter some cash and enter some amount and press it. Okay, after that, what happened? The next embedded system will be count the currency as per your given input to the particular devices, and they will count for dispatching this when count the cash and dispatched. Okay, after the dispatching, again the one more embedded system will be there. They will print the information, your transaction information. It means that in the ATM we have n number of embedded system are there. Okay, all the embedded system will be combined. Okay, all our embedded will be combinedly working. Okay, step by step. Okay, there's a example that is called as a distributed. Okay, and we can visualize these as independent embedded system, but they work together to achieve a common goal. Okay, what is the, for ATM? What is the final goal of that ATM is? Take the cash only. Okay, see how much process will be going on. Each process we are using some different embedded system. Okay, that embedded system will do only that particular specific work only. The card reader will be the suppose you are inserting the card now. There is an embedded system with the card reader that only read your card. Then it will tell that this is authenticated or not authenticated. They will tell that. Okay, it is a valid or invalid. They will tell. Then we'll go for the next process. Again, the another embedded system will take the action for giving some details about the card. Okay, after that, if you enter some details, if you want to take some cash, means automatically another embedded system is count the cash as per the given input from the second system. Okay, after the cash will be dispatched, finally after cash dispatching only we'll get the printout. Okay, again the printout having some embedded system will be there. They print your transaction summary, a transaction history. Okay, it means that what is the common goal? Common goal is nothing but dispatching the cash, but we have multiple of embedded system will be there. All are working together to achieve the common goal. Again, another type of example will be there. In a distributed embedded system, there is a supervisory control and data acquisition system. There is a SCADA that can be used for control and transmission, or control and instrumentation application, which are contains physically distribution individual embedded control unit connected to a supervisory model. I see SCADA in the almost industrial sector we are using the SCADA. Okay, within a room we can easily visualize all the components, all the what is that machines. Okay, it is working or not. Everything will get it in the. We can monitoring the overall all the machines in the industries. Okay, there is a SCADA. Okay, there also see each system. Okay, that will give the input for the that is the give the input for the SCADA only. Based on that one, the graphical interface, the graphical picture will be shown display. Okay, like that. Okay, that is SCADA also one of the important. In railway project also, in a railway station also this SCADA will be there. In power station also there is a SCADA will be there. Okay, we can go for say in the take an example for power transmission. Okay, within the room you can monitor all the transmissions lines. Okay, if anything, if any something, say any abnormal condition will happen, immediately that will be reflected in the display. Okay. There also they are using a number of embedded system. All together we get the we can achieve the common goal. Okay, these are the two examples I given for the distributed. Okay, very simple. Distributed number of embedded system will be there. All embedded systems will be together. All together to achieve a specific goal. This is a common goal. Okay, clear about this one? Any doubt? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ ATM ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? Without inserting the card, will get out amount? No. Alva. There's some procedure. You should follow some procedure. First, you should insert the card. Alva. Card insert ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They'll check your card. Okay, it is valid or invalid ಅಂತ check ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Your valid customer or not. If it is not valid, they will send the message to remove the card. Okay, if it is valid, then you go for the next stage. That one embedded system part will be over. Next, you go for the another embedded system to display the informations. So what kind of information, what kind of service you need, you should press it. Then you go for that particular the next embedded system. Okay, if you want to press a cache means, then you enter the cache. Okay, then you go for the next embedded system. They're counting the cache and dispatch the cache. After that, next embedded system is there as a print. They will give the transaction details. Okay, just I'm giving the C. In this only 3 to 4 it is there, but internally there is a n number of embedded system will be interconnected with each other. Okay, in real time ATM, the n number of embedded system will be interacted with each other. But we are what are the main things we are main embedded system are used in the ATM? Just I will tell you that. Okay, for your okay, for your understand, just I'm telling that here we are observing only 4 embedded system, but n number of embedded system will be interconnected with each other and do the specific work. Similarly, SCADA also is very important. Supervisor control and data acquisition systems. Each and every components we are using different some sensor, based on the sensor. Through the sensor only you can monitor the over the system. Okay. Then the next fifth characteristic is a small weight and size. See, is very important factor in choosing the product. For example, when you plan to buy a new mobile, you may make a comparative study on the what is the advantages and disadvantages of the product available in the market. Definitely, the product. Aesthetic size, weight, shape, style, etc. will be one of the deciding factors of choosing the product. Okay. See, you ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ first what will do means you should compare with other mobiles only. Okay, based on the specification, based on the camera, based on the size, based on the weight. Okay, correct now. See, if you go for iPhone, the weight will be less only. If you go for MI, weight will be more. Okay, that's why. And the style, design, shape. Based on that only, you can select the best product only. Okay, that's why. If you want to design anything, okay, if you do something one product means that product design will be very, very important. Okay, design of the product and weight of the product. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದಾ? ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದೇನೋ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, Okay, suppose take an example of mini one toy can prepare. Okay, a toy dimension tumba dappa idre yaar tand hogtare. That particular toy should be a particular toy na maklu etkand aatadavanga irbeku. Hangidrene it will be work. Otherwise it won't work. Alva andre enappa andre one toy prepare madidre toy na ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪಾಪು ಈಗ 1 year or 1.5 year or 2 years ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅದನ್ನ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಟಾಯ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಪೋಸ್ ಸೈಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಎಂಬೆಡೆಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಟಾಯ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ because of huge weight. That's why if you go for designing any real-time product, okay, you should take in consideration of the size and weight. This is a small weight and size. Size should be very small, weight should be very less one. Then only it is very attractive for the customer, then they will buy. Okay, clear about this one? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆದ್ರಿ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ weight ಇರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೈಜ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ತರ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಬಸ್ ನ ಚಿಕ್ಕದ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರ. ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೀಸ್, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್, ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. Okay, what is the purpose of launching that product? Okay, who are the customer of the particular product? Yeah, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಕಾರ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ weight ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ರಿಯಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾನ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಟೈಮ್. Based on the customer specification, you should design the product only. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು? Hello, say sir. No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why the people believes in the sentence is a small is beautiful. Okay, moreover, it is a convenient to handle the compact devices that a bulky product in embedded domain. Also, competence in the significant of deciding factor. The most of the application demands small size and low weight products. Andre now ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎಂಬೆಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್? We are thinking about the size and shape and weight. Alva? Correct. No. Nowadays, what happened? The switches, you can see the turning and turning of the light switches also would be very slim, and it's very attractive also. If it is attractive switches, then you can only buy it. It is not attractive, it is the biggest size, you won't buy that particular product. Correct. No. That's why you should, before in the real world, in after completing your BU, some of the students will go for the job, some of the students will go for the entrepreneurs. In the entrepreneurs in the moment, they will release some products. The product should be small size and small weight. Okay. And then there's one more important thing is that there's a power concerns. Okay. The power management is another important factor that needs to be considered in designing embedded system. The embedded system should be designed in a such a way to minimize the heating dissipation by the system. Okay, you can see, observe here. See how see everything. See all the embedded system is operated with the battery backup only. Correct now? Battery backup only. See, we have a lot of differences will be there. Okay, battery backup also will be a lot of differences will be there. If you go take an example, so the mobile phone, there is a 4,000 or 3,000 ampere hour will be there. Okay, now is a 5,000 ampere hour. Means the backup capacity goes on increasing. There is a concern, concern for that particular system. Okay, and then the production of high amount of heat is demanding cooling requirement, like cooling fan which are turned to occupy with additional space and make the system to be cool. Okay, and select the design according to the low power components like a low dropout regulators, the controller process with power saving most. All power management is a critical concern in the battery operated application. The more the power consumption is less of the battery life. Okay, that's why what they it means that if you want to design anything, that your system should be work with the low
power. Okay, it means that it should use the low power consumption components. Then automatically what happen? The power will be, the consumption power will be low only. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದ್ಯಾ? ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ದು ಇದೇ ಇದೆ, just your mobile phones, if you turn on continuously for 10 to 15 hours, what happen? It will be the more it will be dissipated in your this one, what is it, in a mobile alwa heat ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ heat ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಗೇನ್ ನೀವು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಗೆ ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಸ್ ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಡಿಸೈನಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ low power consumption component. Using the components you can design the system. Then automatically what happen? The electron will goes on increases. So concern is very important. Suppose your 408 battery will be there, means you are using low consumption in terms of medium. The backup will be even more. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕಪ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕಪ್ ಇಲ್ದೇನೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದ್ಯಾ? ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್? ಈಗ nowadays what happen? There is a fast chargers also will be there in the market. The fast chargers means the huge common. Fast charger is nothing but the way for charging, the charging capacity goes on increases in terms of amps only. Then what happen? Immediately the heat will be generated in the battery. Okay, there's a huge heat will be dissipated in the battery. Automatically the battery lifespan goes and decreases. That's why the steady or constant charging system can adopt with the system. Then we can increasing the lifetime of the life of the battery also. Okay, that's why see all the embedded systems. If you are installing somewhere, in the sensor is installing in somewhere, means they will need some power requirements. Okay, that's why that power requirement should be withstand with some week or some months. Okay, like that you should design that one. Okay, that's why one more important characteristic of the embedded system is the power consumption. Okay, dear student, today we'll stop here. We'll continue the next class. Any doubt regarding this today's session, you can ask now. If there's no doubt, means you can go and join the another section. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And see, it is very, very simple. Okay, so you should know these things. Means if you go for a designing anything, means it's very easy for you, because initially you should know about the characteristics of these systems. Okay, before designing before launching the product, you should test these characteristics. Okay, clear? Okay, dear student, thank you. We'll continue the next class.